It is our very own consciousness that is flipping the switch that allows you to feel that deep connection, feeling like you've reunited. And so you're going to consciousness and you're saying, consciousness, I want to experience that. I want to know what that feels like, if you want to know what that feels like. And so I've been keeping note of the things that I do that successfully align me and reunite me, where I have those moments where I realize it's always been here. This has always been my nature. But it's not just something that I conceptually understand, but something that I feel within every cell and fiber of my being. I'm hoping that I can just share different practices that actually help that happen. And I don't think it's the same for everyone. Everyone is going to have different doors in specific to you. More and more these days, I'm realizing that my spiritual practice is about opening up to love everyone, not necessarily the individual, but the shared humanity in everyone. And that is just the natural unfolding of my particular path and what I am feeling like is really important for me to focus and hone in on at this time. It seems to be a common rite of passage because all the great saints talk about love as a shared religion. The Beatles talked about all you need is love. And so plant medicine, I think, was the Beatles' spiritual practice. I don't know if they had other sadhana, but it seems like the exploration of oneself leads to the exploration of consciousness, can lead to the exploration of love. Children know how to do this really well. You know, children, if we are like children, then we know that we are predisposed to just love freely, and then we're conditioned into self-preserving and judging. If you find yourself in a very similar position too, if something in your path has made you aware that you also would like to embody a particular form of love to yourself, to others, and that's kind of the presence that you'd like to be in the world, then I would like to share with you a very powerful meditation that I experienced a few days ago that put me in a very visceral feeling of unity. And I'm finding that very sporadically and through grace, I'm able to experience this extreme bliss and just complete and total love. I went and sat for meditation, and I started to think of all the human experiences, and different scenarios would come up to me. So it's a little bit different than what you might traditionally just go in and empty your mind. I'm doing it my own way, my own way, of course. Basically, all these memories started flashing, and every time one would come in, I wouldn't dwell on it too much, but I would, for an instant, feel that emotion, and then I would just let it in. And what ended up happening was that I would continue to, it felt like, energetically expand to keep letting more and more experiences in, good, bad, devastating, happy, and even mundane, boring things, confusion, clarity, all of it. And it felt like I kept expanding and expanding and expanding to hold all of it. And then there was this moment of feeling like I'm holding this immense complexity of human emotions and what it means to be alive and to be a human, and all of the experiences that one goes through their lives, and like how much we shoulder and how much we carry and how much we face every day, and then you just move on. But it's so immense, and I'm holding all of this, and I realize that in that process of expanding, to let it all in, to let it all be here, to appreciate and to just contain everything, that process is like being similar to the creator or the creative force or the universal intelligence or the universe or God, or whatever word you want to use, Shiva. But when you expand to hold everything, that is the space. You become the space, the screen for all of life's plays and emotions and feelings and prejudices or preferences to come up. And in doing so, you're embodying a quality of that creative force, of being the container, of having no preferences, of allowing everything to be and appreciating the immensity of it. And it was when I was deeply in that state that I had another one of those unity merging moments. I recommend that as a practice that you can try. And what it now leads me to is the fact that if I can appreciate my own trials through my journey, the highs and lows and everything in between, if I can hold all of it and be that space of no preference, I'm just holding it all, I'm just allowing it all to be, then can I do that then for others and realize that we all have this shared humanity. We are all feeling a plethora of emotions. Can I then extend this space to contain, to do that for the very next person that I meet? It does feel like the path of feeling that merging or that experience of feeling like you've reunited, it does feel like, everything is being held together by this invisible force that is allowing things to come in. So I do believe that asking for those experiences or having you're oriented towards, you're facing, you're affirming to that life force energy, and it could just be your own higher, you could just be telling your own mind, I want to know what this feels like. If you want to know what this feels like, that's in a way prayer. You're praying to have this experience. And I believe that it only comes through grace because, again, it is our very own consciousness that is flipping the switch that allows you to feel that deep connection. Especially, this is important considering the state of the world, considering the division and the level of intensity of the opposite force of what I'm describing currently in the world. An important element too is the fact that when you know everybody to be the same force, the love that you give out is instantly mirrored back to you. I believe it's very important, yes, to do your own shadow work, to get in touch with presence, to meditate. At a certain point, the next step is to get out into the world and love. It's the only natural next step that would be progressing. Taking care of the world, taking care of each other, and taking care of yourself, it becomes the highest form of worship. This doesn't mean that we all become hippies and quit our jobs and don't work. You can do all of this, and it is totally separate from your personal role in the world. You can still have your own creative wants. You can still be your own unique self. It's just that you lose that fear that anyone is here to threaten you. You're a friend to all. One of the prayers that I do from Self-Realization Fellowship, these affirmations he gives, one of them is something like, I have no enemies, I'm a friend to all, and I am pleased with everything, or something like this. I'm pleased with everything. And I always do the prayer, but I never really felt like it was true. I did the affirmation, like, yes, I have no enemies, I'm a friend to all, and I'm pleased with all. But it didn't become true until that moment when I did the meditation and I truly was pleased with all. When I was becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and was expanding to let in all of the experiences of life, I wasn't rejecting anything. And that moment was completely blissful, and I was truly pleased with all, or at the very least, at peace with all. And then the affirmation became true because I was being what it was that I was seeking. There's a million reasons why we can argue against what I'm saying now. Like, it's not realistic to say that you're a friend to all. It's not realistic to say that you're pleased with all. In fact, that's not normal life. It's normal for you to whatever. There's a million things that you can say. What experience do you want to have? Do you want to just try it? Is it possible? If it's possible, could you show me? Maybe you could try journaling about it. Hey, this seems like an interesting idea. Is there something here? You could try praying. If you pray, you could try talking to your spirit guides. Hmm. I sometimes think that if I talk to anyone long enough, I would fall in love with them. And there were times when I was younger, I remember just like being out in the world and looking at people, and I would randomly think out of nowhere, I hope this person never has to suffer. If I would just look at someone and just think, I wish they didn't suffer. I hope that they never do suffer. I really think that if I talk to someone long enough, I would fall in love with them because even if the actions that they're taking I don't agree with, even if they're outright harmful, there's this inner, deep inside, deep inside, this inner cry for love, this inner cry for acceptance, this deep fear, this deep isolation. And because I can love all of those qualities when they come up in me, then I want to love them in someone else too. Or it just comes easier or natural for me to do that. I still don't know what this is going to look like for me. I'm still practicing. I'm still trying to work out the best way for me to feel like I can make a positive impact in the world. But I do know that I have my orientation and my sight on being the highest form of love that I'm capable of. And by God's grace, this would be a Mother Teresa kind of love. This would be a Jesus Christ kind of love, to where I can face any kind of opposition in the world with a complete open heart, knowing that absolutely nothing could ever harm me. And it doesn't come out of nobility. I don't feel like by saying this, like, oh, what a great person, like, oh, okay, sure. It doesn't come like that. There's just no other next step for me. It's just that this is where I have been led, and it's the thing that feels right for me. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, yeah, I feel that too, I've been feeling that too, it seems like a crazy thing to say, or I feel that and then I start talking to people and I lose that remembrance that we're one, and then I start doing self preserving, get triggered. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just where you're oriented. How often are you returning back to that desire and asking for that desire and accepting if you're according to your own standards falling short? And if this doesn't seem appealing to you at all, if then the best thing is to follow what is calling you forward. I'm feeling more of a pull towards learning how to astral project, feeling more of a towards learning whatever. Then you do right by you by going towards that pull completely and totally. Now, if your pull is telling you that you need to be harmful to people, I'm checking, I guess, to see what I'm supposed to say about that. Hmm. You're probably not watching this video, but if you are, I have no idea what to say to you. There's nothing that is coming to me. What if somebody's pull is to harm someone? Oh, thank you. Okay. There's a discernment and a learning about what is a compulsion and what is a pull. And that comes through trial and error. So you couldn't make a choice either way. There's no free will at that point. Interesting. Didn't know where that was going. I've been letting these things sort of free flow, not preparing, but speaking from the heart and just what it is that I'm living through at this moment in time. And that's all I have for you today. No idea what I'll talk about next. I hope you're enjoying the spring.